You know, it seems like we were pretty darn close yesterday to just having this absolute euphoria hit the market, but it seems like we may have come up short just because of one specific thing. And I want to talk briefly about that in this video because we didn't quite get the reaction outside the space that you would kind of see on one of these movements. And we'll discuss that in this video, but I also want to talk about some good things that have been going on here for ADA, some things on a fundamental level, some important charts we need to watch, another filing that I missed this morning somehow. We'll discuss all that and more in this video. So if you guys are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below, hit that subscribe button, that bell, it's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So first of all, right now, it's still pretty early on for the day. It's about 6:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. We haven't seen US money wake up. And again, like I mentioned earlier today when we were talking about price, I hope this US money candle ends up being green like it's been almost every single day over the last week. We'll see what happens. Again, weekends tend to be lower volume. We don't have institutional money. And so maybe this weekend is kind of quiet in terms of the push that we're wanting in the crypto market. But I think yesterday got slowed down just a little bit, just because BTC didn't set a new all-time high. Now, why I'm saying this is I looked at search analytics this morning. I was looking at Cardano, I was looking at crypto, altcoins, meme coins, how to buy crypto, all the things that we tend to watch to see if there is that excitement. Wasn't really there. We didn't really see much change in terms of analytics searches over the last 24 hours. Exchange app downloads, Robinhood has fallen down to number 161. So here's the thing, is because BTC did not set a new all-time high, we didn't get that normal coverage we would get outside the market. Typically what we see is when BTC sets a new all-time high, it's on the news outlets, it's in the publications, right? So we're not quite there yet. And that's okay. Actually, this isn't my positive spin on this. If you think about this, we tend to hit weekends with lower volume. We don't get the same push. So if we can see BTC in the early part of the week set a new all-time high, and maybe that's what we do, that is where we could actually have a week that flourishes, a week where the market can take major steps forward. I'm not saying that's going to happen for sure, but maybe that's what we're waiting on here. Now, that being said, in terms of the market in general, we're seeing a lot of similar things. We're seeing shorts double down and open up positions. For example, in terms of ADA, 5% imbalance to the short side. I keep showing this every day. I think it's important to watch what open interest is doing here. We've been very stable over the last 24 hours, $1.15 billion. We've seen a 0.1% increase in open interest for ADA, but it has shifted more towards the short side. So people are obviously trying to push down and suppress the crypto market. And that's not surprising, again, headed into the weekend. It's a very consistent theme throughout the space. Again, don't know if it's going to work out for them. If volume remains high, you could in fact see this turn into a bit of a short squeeze, but that's, I think, a little more hopeful than what we might see this weekend. I'd be okay with, frankly, a very modest weekend overall. Now, that being said, ADA continues to do some good fundamental things. You know, right now in the ADA BTC chart, we're still just putzing around this longer term trend. We keep retesting it, and maybe ADA versus BTC comes down to around this 680 sat level, which would be a good bounce spot. That's a good support level for ADA, the point where the longer term trend converges with that good support. And frankly, this is exactly what we did last market cycle. I keep referencing back to this because, again, right now it truly feels like we're at this point in late 2020, right before things get a little bit euphoric in the crypto market. And maybe that's, again, what this coming week triggers. Obviously, we're still waiting for the government shutdown end. We're still waiting for more rate cuts, yada, yada, yada. But what might also be a little bit of a trigger for this is some of the filings that we've got for ADA. Obviously, I talked about the big coin shares ETF filing this morning, about ADA being included in that. But how about this one? Rex Osprey actually filing for 21 crypto ETFs, including an ADA ETF. Now, for those that aren't familiar, Rex Osprey tends to be on the little bit smaller of the side in terms of ETF products here in the US and in terms of volume. However, they were actually able to kind of circumvent the traditional filing process that you have to go through. And they were actually able to squeak out both an XRP spot ETF and a Dogecoin spot ETF just about a week or so ago, kind of under everyone's noses without the market really knowing this. And so could we in fact see an ADA spot ETF coming via Rex Osprey before before others. That's 100% possible. The processes still tend to take a little bit of time. So I'm not saying that's going to come this instant, but again, this is another thing like I was talking about where you're getting more and more and more of these ADA spot ETF filings that are coming out. Something that again is showing the institutional demand that exists there for ADA. Now, another thing that I wanted to mention too, and I had a viewer request this, is coverage on the Cardano card. I'm not going to get too much into this just because I did a video on this a while back, but this was actually officially unveiled at token 2049, and Charles Hoskinson received the first 001 Cardano card, and Marigold is behind the product to connect Cardano and ADA to other cryptocurrencies to real world payments. It's expected to launch in Q4, and we're in Q4. I can't believe how fast this year has actually blown by. We're getting into some pretty exciting times on the market. Again, I'm going to try to do that Glacier airdrop claim this weekend, show you guys how to do that. We're obviously getting very close to Ouroboros Laos Lite being launched. I mean, there's a lot of things to truly get excited about in the space. Oh, I forgot to mention as well, total market cap of crypto hit a new all-time high. Total 3 hit a new all-time high. It feels like the market is just kind of banging its head on the ceiling, and there's going to be a moment where it just kind of blows through the roof. That's kind of where we're at right now. So I appreciate you guys as always. I think that was pretty much it I wanted to cover in this video, but we have some really exciting, important things going on for Cardano, some great, important, exciting things for crypto. Don't forget Clarity Act in the Senate. So once the government shutdown is done and they get back to voting on that, we could potentially be seeing that wind blowing in our sails too. So it's time to get excited, not euphoric, but just I don't even want to say cautiously optimistic. You should be excited. It's Q4, big wind is blowing our direction, blowing with us. And yeah, embrace is going to hit, guys. Okay. It's just a matter of time. And I would say that Cardano is pretty darn well positioned. ADA is pretty darn well positioned for what comes next. So I appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below, but have a great day. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.